Welcome to Trainer's Chat with Kathleen and Harry. Today we're talking motivation. Kathleen, you're looking pretty motivated right now. What keeps you motivated for strength training when I know you're a runner?
I do love running. I try to embrace this concept of parenting myself. So I know that sort of sounds like wishy-washy. Like, what does that mean, Kathleen? It means that often I see this trend in clients that they're really good at taking care of their loved ones, either their older parents or their kids. You know, they always have a snack in their purse for their kid. They make their kid go to bed at a certain amount of time. They make their kid do things that they don't necessarily love, but they know are good for them. And then when I say to them, oh, you know, why did you make that bad health choice? They're like, oh, well, I didn't have any food. And I'm like, well, I know you know how to do it because you do it for your children. Or I know, you didn't get enough sleep, but I know your kids got enough sleep. So if you have the skill set to help somebody else do it, I know that you can do it for yourself as long as you can embrace this idea that, like, I love myself enough to parent myself, to be good to myself, to put myself first. So for something like running versus strength training, I make myself strength train because I'm like, Kathleen, you know that strength training is good for you. You know that running is really hard on your body, and the only way that you're going to be able to run and do what you love for the rest of your life is if you're also really strong. So I try to just treat myself as I would if I loved myself, if I was like a 5-year-old, or if I loved myself as if I was an elderly parent. And if that doesn't work, I say, what would you tell a client? Because I often, basically like parent clients, right? Like as in the way as you're giving advice. And it's always so easy to give advice to others. It's so easy to be objective and be like, well, the best thing for you would be this, right? But it's harder to follow your own advice. So sometimes I just sort of think, okay, if a client was here and I was making the decision to do either A or B, what would I tell the client? What would the client sort of be proud of me for doing? And then I do that.
It's a great idea.
Well, thank you, Harry. I try.
One of the motivational tools that I use is tracking progress. And the reason I think that's really helpful is if you can lift 2 pounds and you track that down, and the next week you can lift 4, you're going to feel like you want to do
trending
more
in the right direction.
Work. You're going to just keep working at it. And it can be something small, like lifting weights, but it can also be something like running a longer distance.
Yeah. Or drinking more water. Like
Sure.
If you track, use one of those habit apps on the phone and track your habits. And if you see that you've drank water for the last 10 days, and you're like, oh, I have a little bit more energy. And you can connect it to the fact that you've done that water or you've had your green vegetables, then you're going to want to keep going.
Sure.
Yeah. So with awareness brings choice, right? So if you're aware of the positive choices you've made, then you can make goals and then continue.